4 poems today. The first poem is about the school where I currently work, and I started working there about 2 years ago, and they hadn't even finished building it at the time. Just a small section of it was open to classes that had moved from the other campus. Most of the school was empty halls and empty classrooms. The inside of it was mostly finished, but the outside was still very much a mess. But this is about walking around the inside. Ghosts, but different ghosts, crowd these halls. No one died here. We are not built on ancient sacred ground. No tragedy, great or small, powerful or personal, has marked this place. These ghosts are not those ghosts. They are different ghosts, the shades and phantoms of possibility, of a future that might be. There are echoes of laughter and children's voices in every empty corridor. Bells ring in unfinished rooms. Footsteps dance where no one has yet walked. Lessons, unwritten and untaught, pull the corner of the eye to virgin boards. And ghosts, these different ghosts, haunt the school. A couple of years ago, I had to pay a visit back to England to get a new passport, and I stayed in a hotel down on the south coast. And to my great surprise, age 60, I found myself to be the youngest person staying in the hotel, which specialised in coach parties um, of people in their 80s and 90s, who mostly seemed to have little idea of where they were or why they were there or what they were doing. And this poem is about an incident that happened at breakfast one day in that hotel. Yes, I am 60. Yes, 60. 60, going on 16. How can I, aged 60, be the youngest guest in a hotel that is filled with the shambling not yet dead, who have forgotten what life is, forgotten its messy joys and sorrows, forgotten its secrets and surprises, forgotten its bright and dull days, forgotten that they have forgotten. But I am 60, going on 16. They are 70, 80, 90, going on dead. Not me, I vow, never me. I cut a sausage in half, spear it, raise it, bite it, chew it. He coughs. I look up. Yes? I ask the question with eyes only, mouth still busy with sausage. This is my table. Second childhood petulance. There are 50 other tables empty. I ignore him and spear a tomato. He leaves, returns with the manager, and I am moved to a dark, distant corner, ostracized because of my youth. I am 60. The next poem came one evening when I was sitting in my apartment, and it was midnight. And I got to thinking about all the people I know around the world and the things they would be doing in their different time zones while I was sitting there listening to a funeral going on in the street outside. And you might wonder why there's a funeral going on at midnight. It's because in China, there when someone dies, they often just play dirge-like funeral music for 3 days non-stop outside the apartment where they lived. And that's what was happening here. This poem is called I Inhabit Midnight. I inhabit midnight and imagine the people and places left behind as they must be right now. He is photographing spiders in a field in the afternoon. She is watching him. He is preparing to greet an eager evening class. Buonasera. They are walking the dog to the lake shore in the late morning sun. They are considering leaving the bar for the noisy streets, late but for them still early. She is eating bagels in a diner near her office, looking at skyline spaces. He is reading about dead languages in English. They are sleeping in hot dormitories and small rooms in a hostel. And I inhabit midnight and listen to funeral music from the street below. And to finish off, we'll have one more poem from my early childhood. This would have been when I was maybe 7 years old, certainly already started school, as you'll be able to hear from the poem. I didn't have a role in the Nativity that year, not as Joseph, nor an angel, nor the keeper of the inn, not a shepherd, not a king, not a sheep just standing near. No, I was making cardboard crowns for kings to swagger in. I stuck midget gems to cardboard as emeralds, rubies, jade, and trimmed the edge with gold and silver painted string, and occasionally tried on the crown that I'd just made, and declaimed the lines I'd learned as understudy for a king. 3 days before the play, the king came down with mumps, leaving him, I do not doubt, feeling miserable and down. But I was overjoyed to see my classmate in the dumps, because now I was king and I could wear my crown. Okay, that's it. 4 more poems for today, and more next time.